Hello, this is Erica Peterson, owner of EP Realty with Realty One Group Signature. Welcome to Community Connection, where I interview local business owners, and today I'll be speaking with our guest, Julie Branham, owner of Lifted Yoga. Julie, welcome to Community Connection.
Thank you so much.
Great.
So excited to be here.
Thank you for joining me. I'm grateful you joined us today. So we're going to jump right into the questions. Would you please describe your business?
Yes, so my business is basically wellness and holistic oriented. So my journey began 20 plus years ago when I became a yoga teacher. And before that I was a hairstylist, so I was really focused on how I presented myself to the world and how my clients did, and maybe making them beautiful. And I realized that I wanted to dig deeper than that, which is what yoga provided for me. And so I began teaching yoga, ended up owning a yoga studio in Utah County for over 11 years. And right before, I call it the COVID crazy, I just had an intuition to close my studio. And this was about September 2019. And so I closed my studio and wanted to put things online. And then it was just a perfect time to be online practicing yoga. So I have an online website where I offer weekly subscription yoga classes. Which I have been doing for probably the last 15 years, yoga retreats, usually 1 to 3 yoga retreats a year. We leave for Greece in 5 weeks. So I'm super excited for that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And I wanted to even go deeper than that, and I became an Ayurvedic practitioner. So I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. I know there's a lot of folks from India that live in Daybreak, and a lot of them are aware of what Ayurveda is. And
I was going to ask what it was.
It is the oldest form of well care. I don't like the word health care because I feel like it's kind of got a different feel to it, of well care. In fact, Alexander the Great basically fired all of his physicians and hired Ayurvedic practitioners.
Oh.
They address every aspect of who you are, your emotions, your attitudes, your aversions, your things that you like and dislike, and all of the different elements that make up our body, and creating that balance equals health. And so I do that as well as all of it's approached from an intuitive place. So I'm not so much all about what makes sense logically, more of what feels correct. And I even do some intuitive journeys as well.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing. I love that.
Yeah.
So where are you originally from?
I am originally from, I was raised in Las Vegas, and then I moved probably 38 years ago to Salt Lake. So I'm a grandma. I have 6 grandkids and 4 raised children. So basically Las Vegas and still Utah. So
nice.
a lot of my time is spent here.
So pretty much this is your first home then?
Yes. First and last.
What made you decide to open this business?
I feel like a creative individualist, meaning I never really followed a particular style of yoga, Ashtanga, Iyengar, and kind of adopted their ways. I always had so much creative flow through me that I wanted to create my own. And so the lifted yoga really does focus on assisting those healers or those that know that they have intuitive abilities, and making sure that they still keep their body healthy and strong so that they can keep their their businesses or their healing modalities functioning correctly as well. So kind of supporting that group of people for the most part.
Like it. And what drives you to do what you do, and what motivates you?
Helping people to recognize that the way we've lived our lives for so long has been so much left brain. Even though left brain is wonderful in assisting us and helping us, we've really disconnected from our passionate, creative, and more spiritual aspect of who we are. And instead of, shifting that over to the side as a separate part of my life, encompassing it in everything else that we do. So even if we do, things like accounting or management or different things like that, or the left brain, we can still bring in that beautiful spiritual emotional component. Many have heard of EQ. So there's an IQ, which is your mental intelligence. Then there's EQ, which is your emotional intelligence. And that's really big in corporations these days, because they're recognizing that you need to really be able to understand yourself and understand others and work on that level to really be efficient and to really just have a happy life.
Amen. What has surprised you most about owning a business?
Oh my gosh, just the marketing is just probably what I disliked the most about running in my studio. And I would definitely, I had an accountant. I didn't want to do that. I had people doing different things for me that I didn't like to do, I didn't enjoy doing, that kind of took me away from what I loved doing. So I didn't realize how hard it was to promote myself. Yeah. And I can promote people that I believe in till the cows come home. But promoting myself is challenging. Yeah. It's really hard.
Yeah, especially with the way the market is moving, social media wise, it's a lot.
Yes, yes. I don't super enjoy social media, but I realize that's what people are. So I feel like I have to be there.
That's true. I agree. What was it like when you first started the business?
Wow, when I first started, I'm just gonna refer to this lifted yoga online part of it, because before the studio that was completely different. And I thought after running a business, brick and mortar for 11 years, this would be doable and easy, but it was challenging. I had to learn so much more. I have a whole online platform that I had to understand how to maneuver and all those different things, and so it's taking longer than I thought to get things going. Plus, I just moved from a different county, so from Utah County to Salt Lake County, and that doesn't seem very far, but it was just enough to, I'm like, okay, I've got to start all over again, kind of getting my credentials and getting some testimonials and kind of all over again.
Yeah, it's different. Those two counties seems close, but everything is sold off.
Yes, yeah, and even the mindset's different.
I agree with that too. I get that.
Yeah.
What is something most people don't know about your business?
They don't realize that I really do have a great balance of everything from physical, deep understanding of anatomy and alignment, which is really helpful for the physical frame. But also just, I have a lot of wisdom for the last 3 decades of understanding nutrition and understanding, different allergies that limit us, as well as a lot of emotional things that often just pains and discomforts we have in our body or in our systems actually could probably be pretty directly rooted in something emotional. And so being able to be aware of all of those is what brings that holistic approach. And I think some people some aren't comfortable with that, and that's fine. There's no, forcing of that on there. Is just an opportunity for people to look at all the different aspects that make up who they are.
Nice. And what will customers say they love most about what you do?
Depends on the customer.
Since everyone is different.
Which I usually call students. And customer clients, I usually call them students, because I feel like I'm the guide. I feel like I'm guiding them to themselves. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like I would give myself, that title of, I don't know, guru, one of my students that I train. So I do teacher training. I have one in Daybreak that's doing my online training, and then one in Idaho, and then a couple of others in different places. But I had one of my students call me Guju instead of Guru.
Oh.
I'm not a guru. I'm not, even though, some people may say that. I just feel like I'm a guide. I'm guiding them back towards themselves. Just look back at yourself. I'm not going to give you anything. I'm just here to share what I've learned and understood and been trained to lead you back to you. But I have one wonderful student who is a chiropractor here in Daybreak, and she's blown away. She has said that my classes make her mad because nobody's explained it correctly in the way that I have that makes so much sense to her. So for somebody like that, chiropractors, structural workers, they really get what I'm teaching because it's something that a lot of yoga teachers are missing. And as far as the others, they feel completely supported. I'm very caring and understanding and accepting and non-assuming, no judgment. So that's what others might say about me.
I love that. I can tell you how get that comment about you, which is refreshing.
Yeah.
So what are
Some days.
Well, today was one of the good days.
Oh,
then.
good.
What are your goals for the next year?
Oh, wow. My goals. My goals are to have a really well-established flow of students coming through either my trainings or my retreats and classes, so that I can feel like the impact that I want to make is happening, and it's going to be rippling out into those that flow through my programs. I know that they will affect their families and their lives, and so I'm hoping that the more that can flow through, we can make a huge difference in our community.
Yeah, always about
in our
that.
world.
Yes. Yes, people, yes, she's right. So what are some of your greatest challenges so far?
Well, the greatest challenges for me have been, now that I have closed my studio and I'm just doing all this work on my own and doing something slightly different, I feel myself falling into sometimes spaces of self-doubt. And it's so great to have people like this chiropractor that was like, oh my gosh, to kind of reaffirm that to me. But that's probably the most challenging thing, and of course it's not all the time. We all have moods that go up and down, so that's challenging probably to get past as you're starting fresh, as you're transitioning, and all over again.
That's true. Well, what is most important to you about your business?
The most important thing to me is authenticity. So I want to be a persona of authenticity, that that I'm not trying to pull anything over somebody's eyes. That's why I don't like marketing. To me, marketing kind of just sometimes feels like a sales job, and the product may not necessarily be that wonderful. For me, I just want them to feel like what they're receiving is of high value and quality.
Yeah, that always sells. Authenticity is everything in life, especially when you have your own business.
Yeah.
People who tell.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's important to shop local?
Oh my gosh, I have a lot to say on that one.
Go for it.
Where do I start and where do I stop? Yeah, we have, maybe a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of large companies, even sometimes large, chains of different companies or businesses or even yoga studios are kind of all owned by the same people, or are just, it's not really supporting the individual. And I mean, I'm not here to make $1 million business. It has no interest to me whatsoever. I'm just here to provide what only I can provide, because we each have individual gifts, and I want to do that for others. So I love to shop on Soda Row, and I love to support that chiropractor friend that's in Daybreak. I'll go to her because she's here, and get that value. I think it's important to support the big guys. Doesn't help us ever.
No,
they don't ever give back.
No, they do not. That's what we're doing this, to promote local businesses, you guys. So your chiropractor friends should show up too.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her your information.
And also, do you have any promotions for new clients that want to get hold of you? Anything that they might need to know?
Yes, so I have a standing promotion on my website, which is lifted.yoga. There's no .com, there's no .org, there's no anything else, just .yoga. 2 weeks free trial for my weekly online yoga classes. I even have a couple of video clips all throughout my website, so you can kind of get a little bit of a feel for me. But if you want to mention that you ever saw this video, then I will definitely give you 10% off of any retreat or training that I have going on as well.
10%. Get hold of her. Get that yoga in. I might have to do that too.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be great. Although we didn't get into this, do you want to talk a little bit about your retreat coming up?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, there is an incredible Greek island called Amargos Island, and it's just south of Santorini. You can only get there by ferry. It does not have an airport, so you have to ferry there from one of the islands or from Athens, and it has a beautiful resort there that has about 5 different yoga rooms, has all the props, has an indoor pool and an outdoor pool, and has a view of the bay. Every room has an ocean view. We've got, a beach. We plan to do some hiking and Greek food, of course, lots of yoga. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh my God, so I'm like, I might have to come along.
You might have to come. I would love it.
Take me, please, Julie, take me.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything else you want the people of Daybreak to know that I didn't go over?
Oh, the only thing that I didn't mention is, I feel like I'm all over the map, but they all kind of encompass the same goal. But I also do offer Ayurvedic assessments and private yoga classes, so things more on a one-on-one basis if you would like in person. So that's also an option too.
Oh, nice. Well, you guys, this has been such a great learning opportunity for me as always. I feel like I might need some of her techniques to show me what to do with my life. I'm not sure which part, but I'm sure it's something. Anyways, my name is Erica Peterson, owner of EP Realty with Realty One Group Signature. Please give a big thank you to today's guest, Julie Branham of Lifted Yoga. Thank you, Julie, for coming, and I'm so thankful that you joined us today.
You bet. Namaste.
Namaste. Ah, thank you.